Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Amy and Michael Halterman's new house. How much did it cost? Amy and Michael Halterman purchasing a new home leaves £1,000. Sisters fans with a lot of questions. The biggest question is what is the worth of their new home / how much did it cost? Fortunately, real estate records and house listings are public. So, it isn't too difficult to track down this information. In fact, The Sun recently tracked down an older listing of Amy Halterman's home. The listing reveals what the home was listed for back in July of 2021. Fans assume Amy Halterman and her husband Michael made an offer based on this listing price because the timeline would line up with when they made the purchase. Amy and Michael Halterman's new house. How much did it cost? According to The Sun, the home Amy and Michael Halterman was listed for $37,000 back in July of 2021. So, fans can assume Amy and Michael paid between $30,000 and $40,000 for the home. Thanks to the show, fans know their new home is roughly 30 minutes away from where they previously lived next door to Tammy Slayton. Their new home is a single-story house. It is 1,584 square feet, and it was built in 1960. As fans saw on the most recent episode, the home was a red brick exterior with some white trim. The home is exceptionally larger and more spacious than their previous home with 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. Amy and Michael Halterman's new home also has a backyard with a single tree. When the backyard isn't enough, Amy Halterman and Michael can also take Gage to the park nearby. £1,000. Sisters fans know Amy and Michael Halterman did a pretty significant amount of renovating before moving in to get the home ready for their growing family. With Amy and Michael expecting baby number 2, the 3rd bedroom will allow them to accommodate another baby without becoming too crowded. Fans' biggest fear at this point is a bigger home, and a second child might make it even more difficult for Michael and Amy to keep the space clean. After seeing the condition of things as Amy and Michael move their things out, fans don't have high hopes the home organizes inspired any real change. There's a particular kind of hush that settles over a room the first time you walk into a new house. The echo of empty rooms, the smell of fresh paint, the grid of sunlight falling across bare floorboards. For Amy and Michael Halterman, a couple who have lived their lives on camera and in the public gaze, that hush is something close to sacred. After years of drama, doctor's visits, and the merciless comment sections of social media, a new house feels like a reset button you can actually walk through. But people don't just wonder where the couch goes. They wonder how much the whole thing set them back. That's the question that turns polite curiosity into full-on tabloid math. Amy and Michael Halterman's new house. How much did it cost? Let's be honest up front, because the Haltermans are public figures and because the purchase details haven't been read into the public record like a bank statement, what follows is a creative, imaginative estimate, part guess, part architectural daydream, and entirely respectful of the fact that the true numbers are private. Think of this as a cinematic trailer for the price tag. The house itself, as the story goes, is not ostentatious. It's not a mansion with marble staircases or a helicopter pad. Instead, it's a carefully curated sanctuary, 3 bedrooms, 1 master suite with an ensuite bath that has seen both supportive hugs and private tears, 2.5 baths, an open-plan kitchen that's been reconfigured to be wheelchair-friendly, and a sunroom where Amy insists she'll do more reading and less scrolling. The yard is modest but meticulously maintained, with a raised garden bed where Michael imagines rows of tomatoes and Amy imagines sunflowers. Location is the first number cruncher. A house in a small to mid-sized Midwestern town, not in the heart of a major city, but not in the sticks either, sets the base. Let's peg the neighborhood as quiet, family-friendly, and not far from a hospital or clinic, because access matters here. For such a locale, a move-in ready, modestly renovated home might land in the ballpark of $180,000 to $260,000. That's the base from which all the cherry-on-top features multiply. Next, the renovation premium. The Haltermans' needs mean accessibility is likely non-negotiable. Widened doorways, a roll-in shower, reinforced floors for medical equipment, and a kitchen rework to make everything reachable. These can add up. Basic accessibility retrofits might start at $10,000 to $20,000. A thoughtful, stylish redo that blends function with warmth could push that to $30,000 to $50,000. Add in upgraded HVAC for allergy and breathing concerns, electrical rewiring to support medical devices, and a backup generator for peace of mind. another $8,000 to $15,000. Then there's the camera-ready factor. Living life on TV often means a few concession stand luxuries. Cleaner finishes, easy-to-maintain floors, and a bathroom that films well even under fluorescent lights. Faux wood vinyl plank floors that can handle spills and lights, a subway-tiled backsplash, and soft but durable upholstery might add $10,000 to $20,000 when all is said and staged. Don't forget the landscaping and curb appeal, the official first impression. A new driveway, a planted front bed, a privacy fence, and a practical but pretty porch for those summer interviews. $5,000 to $12,000. Add the acquisition fees that most people forget when tweeting price guesses. At 2 a.m. closing costs run roughly 2% to 5% of the purchase price. For a $220,000 house, that's $4,400 to $11,000. Property taxes vary wildly, but let's estimate annual taxes of $2,000 to $3,500, which don't alter the sticker price but affect the long-run cost of living there. Let's assemble the math like a recipe. Base price, $220,000, midpoint of our location estimate. Accessibility and medical-focused renovations, $40,000. Systems upgrades, HVAC, electrical, generator, $12,000. Camera-friendly finishes and interior staging, $15,000. Landscaping and porches, $8,000. Closing costs, $7,500. That brings a speculative walk-in keys in hand, total to roughly $302,500. Rounded up for contingencies, a hidden foundation repair, a surprise septic issue, or the inevitable we should have done that. And we're comfortably in the $320,000 to $350,000 neighborhood for the complete project from house hunt to first dinner in the dining room. For a reality TV household that wants both dignity and durability, that feels plausible, not blockbuster celebrity money, but a serious investment in health, privacy, and a future. Beyond the digits, the real cost can't be measured in dollars. There's the emotional ledger. The relief of having a place where doctors can make house calls without pause, the value of a room that allows Amy to rest without being on display, the peace of a kitchen where family recipes can be rediscovered rather than filmed. There's social capital, too, friends who help move boxes, neighbors who check in on bad days, the intangible boost of stability when the cameras are off. There's also cultural currency. A new house for Amy and Michael becomes a symbol, not of lavishness but of reclamation. For an audience that's watched weight fluctuate, medical crises unfold, and relationships bend in public, a steady home is a kind of modern victory. Comment sections and forums will argue over whether the price tag is too much or a bargain, but those conversations often forget that a house is more than square footage and granite counters. It's a container for healing, and sometimes healing has a line on the balance sheet. Of course, skeptics will insist on a breakdown in hard numbers. Did the show contribute? Were sponsors involved? Were there loans or grants for accessibility updates? Those questions are valid, but in the absence of financial disclosures, there's speculation layered on top of speculation. What we can say with confidence is that the choice to invest in a thoughtfully adapted home signals priorities: health, comfort, and a quieter life away from the constant fizz of public opinion. In the end, no one outside the Halterman's bank knows the precise figure. But maybe that's the point. The precise dollar amount would satisfy gossip-driven curiosity for a day. The house itself will satisfy a family for years. If you're tallying costs purely for the thrill of numbers, think of it this way. Somewhere between $300,000 and $350,000 buys more than walls and windows. It buys a reset, a nest, and another chance to be ordinary in a very extraordinary life. And if you ask Amy what it cost in tears and laughter, she'll probably laugh and say, with that mixture of resignation and stubborn joy she's known for, more than money.